Hello, 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 hello. One moment, let me just double check something. Welcome to your reading, my friends. My eyes are somehow still red even after a 90-minute run. No comprendo. Okay, who am I going to choose? I have two people. Two people that I can choose from. You know what? I just said no comprendo, so I'm going to choose the girl from Venezuela. You know why? Because I fucking love Venezuela, and I love Venezuelan people. So shout out to Venezuela. And let's turn down my music, which I don't think you can hear. I like to have music on during readings. Kind of. My headphones block all the sound out. Okay. So I'm just gonna pause this shit. You know, it's amazing fucking music. Okay, so basically, wait, okay, yeah. So let's just turn this off. Actually, it's distracting me. So okay, this is kind of how my readings go down these days. You got the follow and everything. We have the current also set up. So basically, lately I've been finding more success with my readings. I used to just be like face cam the whole time, kind of share a little bit. Now I found more success when I'm basically for the most part off camera. Where my magical crystals. I got lots of crystals. I got a lot of kind of tools that I use. I'll go into meditations, go into trances. I don't even know. It's stuff that's kind of personal. Like I don't like want to show myself on camera going into a trance. So or whatever the fuck I go into, like with my eyes closed and stuff. So yeah, I have like I have the ability to kind of imprint the chart in my brain, and then I don't really have to look at it like again very much, like it's kind of just in there after I see it a few times. And I mean, I do have to look at it. It's hard to explain. Like I still have to like double check things like aspects and stuff. But like for the most part, like I understand. Like I it doesn't take me very long to kind of get everything. So, anyways, with that said, I've hidden your last name. Um, I'm just gonna yeah, I'm just gonna save you as Danny. Danny. Um, so let's share a screen, and I'll pop back on. I'll pop back on stuff. Actually, I need to get the timer started before I share screen. Okay, put that over here. Let's go. Okay, so share screen. So yeah, I'll probably be chilling here, like in this kind of mode. If I can fucking show the fucking chart, okay. And not this. Nope, 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 nope. And it's lagging, lagging, lagging. Okay. So yeah, and let me get more comfortable. Hold on. Let me position myself on my beanbag. I can kind of like lie down and stuff. But yeah, you have a very interesting chart. A chart that I like a lot. You have a lot of signs that I really, really like your Aquarius moon and your Cancer sun, which is very interesting because you probably saw my post about people who have air moons. And I gave an example in that video, if I remember correctly. I think I said someone with a Cancer sun and an Aquarius moon. Now, my memory is not always precise. In fact, I just have too many people, too many things going on in my head, and too many things I'm doing, too many people I'm talking to remember, too many videos I make, too much content I write, too much stuff to really remember these types of details. But I, the sentiment was that, which is, I use that as an extreme example of the point I was making. So that's ideal for what I'm about to kind of lay down. Um, in essence, so your sun's in the eighth, which is no kind of like you get the Sag rising, 29 degrees, 57, and your birth time is 18. Okay, so you have the exact minute because that if you had 29 and you had like a 6 o'clock birth time, I might be like, I don't know. You might be a Cap rising. No, you got that 29-degree rising. So that's very karmic. Jupiter ruled chart. But yeah, let's start with like kind of the basics of just you know, being someone who is a Cancer, which I'm not going to talk about. I'll talk a little bits about it. I'm not going to give you the breakdown of what it means to have a Cancer sun because I assume you know most of that. I will talk about parts of it that are relative and that are important to what I'm kind of getting to overall, and how it relates to the other parts. And I have to feed my cats while I'm talking, so I will continue. They're like camping out on top of their food, so I gotta do. Me gotta chill. So yeah, basically like Aquarius moon and Cancer sun is a very, very interesting combination for many reasons. For one, so Cancer is obviously like, the very, very, it's a sign that's very emotional, right? So your sun sign, you read yours, so I said in the video, right? I said like, you're probably the person who reads their like birth chart, like their like horoscope, and you probably like on some level resonate, but like when you maybe before you like understood astrology, like is deeper than just your sun sign, right? And I don't know your relationship to astrology. Remember, I forget everything about you. I do kind of like know, like, I mean, I kind of have an idea. I mean, I kind of know what you look like, which I try not to. Not really. I've only seen your profile photo, so I don't know. But like, yeah, basically, like usually I try to like avoid like all contact with as they don't hit me, all contact with like understanding anything about that person's chart, like or that person's like personality, their Instagram profile. I don't want to see anything. I don't want to see what they look like. I want to know shit. I want only the fucking data. Esme here. So yeah, with Cancer and Aquarius, what's interesting is that you FedEx me could come. Um, there's one side that's very detached, potentially, which is the Aquarius moon, which is the emotions. And there's another part that is very, very, very attached, maybe too attached in some cases. So what it does is it creates kind of a nice balance, in the sense that like, the Cancer side of you, which is the sun, I see you as like more like one of those like really like successful Cancers, like because like when you have your moon in an air sign, I don't know if you know this or not, it makes you typically less in touch with your emotions. Now, let's see what's going on aspect wise. Yeah, no bad aspects. Really, like not just a little bit of Neptune, but that's it. You have two hard aspects in your entire chart, and they're Mercury and Mars, so none to the sun, none to the moon. That I see for now. Let's see if there's any to the moon from here, Nope, nope. Sun opposite. Ooh, that's tough. That's a tough one. Sun opposite Neptune, different signs, and then an 8-degree orb. Yeah, I might give that one. But not as strong. Oh, and you have the South Node conjunct Neptune in the ascendant. Interesting. I've been seeing that lately. So yeah, basically, the Cancer, you know all about that. Cancers, they have to like they're very emotional. They have that tendency to kind of like, they're very, very sweet, very, very sweet. They just their home bodies typically, the best, they're like the nurturers of the people around them. I don't really need to go into the qualities of Cancer, right? But also, one thing that a lot of people don't know about Cancer is it's the opposite sign of Capricorn, and it's a cardinal sign, which means what? Well, I'll tell you this. When you look up, next time you hear about a random fucking billionaire, just go search his birthday. Like just a random like old fuck billionaire dude. Just go or girl, but usually it's like they're like fat, like overweight, like men. I don't know, who are like old and Russian or like, I don't know, like American. I don't fucking know. I swear so many of them are cancers or like Leos, like on that cusp, which I find very interesting. And that's because, yeah, like you can sometimes act a lot like your opposite sign. So the opposite sign of Cancer, Capricorn, is very much about, and about success. And cancers can do that too. And since real estate is ruled by Cancer, and real estate is probably like, you know, the best way to become wealth. I mean, like probably like not the easiest, but like it's the most, like, if you actually really get into real estate, like your odds of becoming wealthy if you actually fucking stick with it, like it's not like fucking doing what like Elon Musk did, or like like some like really like kind of niche entrepreneurship. You can really, it's not that it's easy. It's just that like once you get it, you can just keep doing it and you just have that cash flow just keeps coming in, and Cancer rules that. So yeah, like there's a certain level of business that I've seen in a lot of cancers, and that's kind of my observation. And it comes from that opposition with being opposite to Cancer. But yeah, so the whole thing with the sun and the moon is that there's that party that's really detached, or I don't want to say really detached, but Aquarius moons. The funny thing about them is that they can be some of the best people ever. So I actually like really think you're like a really amazing person. Like that's my guess. My guess is that you have a Sag rising, 29 degrees, which is a Capricorn degree, with Neptune rising. Wow, damn. And see, I don't know what you look like. I think you were pretty good looking from like just from your like seeing like I try not to look. I fuck. This is why I like to space out my readings. I'm pretty sure you're like pretty beautiful but like that's like looking at like the very like for like a split second at like the like the screen, like your little tiny profile picture, like profile picture, you know what I mean? So I don't even know like if that's you or like whatever, but like um it would make sense because having Neptune rising with Sagittarius ascendant, Neptune rising people, they just have this like they just have these they nearly always have like the most gorgeous eyes, and they have this like really mysterious allure to them, and like just everything about their kind of personality is so dreamy and so like otherworldly that it just sucks people in. And of course they do have to watch out for like, and this is another thing with all water signs, Cancer, whatever. You do have to watch out for like lacking boundaries, this, that, and the third, in relationships and stuff. But like the Aquarius moon will help you a lot with that. So I'll explain. But yeah, just having the Neptune rising and Sag rising, it's kind of another clue of like, the need to like kind of have firm boundaries for yourself. And also it can kind of like, yeah, it can make you like very spiritual, and like people see that kind of like spirituality, like when they like just in your personality, like maybe like in the way you move and through life. um but then also you just have to watch out for like kind of falling victim to other people's like kind of projections of you. That's like a common thing. So yeah, you definitely have to watch out for that. Now, and you have some other stuff in the first house too. But going back to what I was saying before, third house, Aquarius moon. I mean, that's very, very intelligent energy. Third house is just very, very intelligent. What degree is it for? So Cancer degree. So yeah, there's still that level of like emotional nurturing, which is interesting because your son's Cancer. And then what degree is your sun? 5 Cancer. So it's you're born on what? Okay. Yeah, so yeah, at that point it's like, Leo, so it's there's some kind of fun to it, and a little bit more of like a creative kind of bounce to your energy. You have your Leo in your Venus and Leo too, so it makes sense. But yeah, just like the need to like really like I guess like, yeah, have firm boundaries in relationships, and just always kind of like understand that, that also people can like see you as a projection of like what they like you can really easily be projected upon, you know, like where like someone sees you not for who you like they see you they see you based on like their subjective experiences as opposed to seeing you for who you really are. That's something you got to watch out for, right? Because it can be difficult, because then when you start believing, let's say someone thinks that you're like you know, thinks bad things about you, right? But it's really based on their own trauma. That happens a lot with like Pisces rising, Neptune rising people. So yeah, with that said, you know, the Aquarius moon, like the interesting thing about it is that they can be the most humanitarian in the third house, like super intelligent, like very like communicative. You know, like a big need to like kind of communicate with like friends and people around you and all that stuff. The world around you. But then there's also this big need to like there's also this tendency to sort of like be aloof in personal relationships and be very detached, as you've probably heard of that with this placement. So yeah, just knowing about that is very important. Because like Aquarius moon, like, so I think like the fact that you're a Cancer really saves you, because like if you're an Aquarius moon Gemini sun, like you're gonna find it very hard to connect emotionally, right? But being a Cancer, you have that naturally. But the Aquarius moon, why I think it could be like a superpower. Aquarius moon people are really good leaders because they don't get emotionally. They don't get even though like, you know, your sun is ruled by the moon in Aquarius, ironically. You don't get like led like too. Oh, like how some Cancers get like too over led by emotions. That doesn't really happen to you. Um, you're able to stay more objective during those types of like really like high pressure situations, and just in general, you can kind of keep your cool, which is very cool. I'm joking. But no, I mean, like, it is like a very positive thing, because you know, it's very easy. It's very easy for like people with lots of Cancer to like completely lose their shit when shit hits the fan. So the Aquarius moon, and I gave this example in the video. I made like a reel where I was like, you know, the person who has like a Cancer sun, I don't know, I'll give you a different example, like kind of similar one. Like, okay, let's say if you had a Cancer sun and like a Cancer moon, right? You'd probably be the kind of person that um Cancer sun, Cancer moon, like let's say like the emotional stimuli comes up, and you like kind of just like you react emotionally to it right away, which is very good. It's good, but like, you know, it can like be difficult too, right? There's always a good and bad with everything in astrology, right? It's very good because like, you know, emotions are energy. That's why air moons, like, I kind of think of them as more difficult, because like, you know, what air moons can do is that they can hold everything in, and then they don't actually like experience that emotional release that they needed from that situation, right? Until like a year later, or 6 months later, 7 months later. So it's like there can be like lots of like stuck emotions, repressed emotions, like, and there can be a big tendency to like um use logic and to not trust your emotions. It's very like, so many Aquarius moons I know, they always say the same thing. They're like, I don't trust my emotions, you know? I trusting logic over the emotions and stuff like that. So I know you can see why that would be how that could be problematic. So yeah, there's a big need like when you have both of them, right? Because Cancer, they're quincunx. So basically they're 5 signs away, and it's exact quincunx. Wow. Just like, oh yeah, 1 degree away, like one in so like your sun and your moon have nothing to do with each other. So maybe your parents were divorced, or maybe they had like just like completely different like visions or like interpretations, or kind of like their ideas, like their worldviews, like what they considered important, what they really inbred into you. And if you have siblings, like
was probably way differently. They're probably way different people. Like way different, and maybe divorced, maybe not. It's not always the case, especially with quincunx. So yeah, that's something. You got that Gemini stellium too. But then the fact that your son's in the 8th house, like I have my son in the 8th house, a lot of astrologers, a lot of psychologists, a lot of like healers and very esoteric and deep people have it there because the house is Scorpio. And basically wherever your sun falls by house is the arena of life where you're meant to shine in. So to have it in the house that has to do with death, rebirth, transformation, with the esoteric and the occult, with past lives, or not really past lives, it's more 12th house. So like just like it's a very it's kind of it's like everything that's taboo, sexuality, like very like kind of taboo-y, like sexuality, like how Scorpio is. Like very, very sexual. Wanting to know the mysteries of life. It's all about letting go and death, rebirth, transformation. So a huge part of your life is about letting go. And when your son's in Cancer, yeah, it's about like you're a Cancer for a reason because where's your South Node? It's in Sag. So, there's been like a very big emphasis. Let's see if there's any squares to the South Node. Not that I see, but now I have to double check my eyes. That's just the oppositions. The oppositions to the Gemini planets. So yeah, there's a big need to kind of like with South Node in Sag in the 1st house, like it's very masculine past life energy. And there's a big need in this lifetime to kind of get more into your divine feminine and really just like allow yourself to feel your darkness. I know it sounds cliche, but like allow yourself to feel your darkness and to lean into your darkness, and yeah, and go and like a lot of people who have 8th house sons, they tend to like look back on their lives in a way where and I totally resonate with this, where you look back on yourself and you're like, you can't even like recognize who that person once was, that person being you. And there's and everyone can kind of say that to an extent, but 8th house people, it's like to another level. I swear to God, it's to another level. It's insane. Not just like emotional, spiritual, even like physical. It's really, really like just something else. So yeah, you'll be very connected to the esoteric, the occult. You'll really like to kind of dive deep into subjects like astrology, like psychology, and and that'll be something that really helps you kind of understand your depths at a high a higher level. So yeah, you see kind of how those two work together. It's very interesting. And also the Aquarius moon is very, like I said, very humanitarian. It's very social. So like this is like the split that you might have is like the part of you that wants to be a homebody, that doesn't want to like go do a bunch of things. That's gonna go away. But then the Cancer, like that's the Cancer part, and then the Aquarius part is all so social. Aquarius rules friends, it rules groups of people. So it's very humanitarian. So it's like one part wants to just stay at home, meditate, and I have this too. But my moon's in Sag, and my son's in Cancer and Pisces. And it's similar actually. Like our sun and moon, they're similar. It's similar messages, right? There's one part that wants to just chill out, stay at home, relax, like be more introverted, and there's another part that's like way more extroverted. We actually have similar charts because then my ascendant is also 28 Leo, yours is 29 Sag. So both fire ascendants. So like, and then yeah, like the fire part. So I always talk to my therapist. I'm always like one big integration I've had to do with him has been like integrating like, and I like I call it like the Pisces part of me, and the Leo Sag part of me. And like kind of feeding both mouths is so important. The Aquarius one is going to be way more about wanting to go out with the friends, wanting to communicate with tons of different people, wanting to learn lots of different stuff. Third house moons are always very, very intelligent. There's an emotional need to acquire more knowledge and to just speak to lots of different people. So that might be like something we talk about in the follow-up. If you'll have to remind me of that, of that split. Now, when you add Sag to the equation, and just like my chart, it's fiery. It's very, very external. So now we have poor little Cancer by itself. I'm joking, but you know what I mean. Like, that Cancer side that's feminine, it's way more sensitive. That is like, Esme, stop. That's way more. It's overwhelmed by this more intense, like dominant fire part of you. These fire parts of you. So, hold on 1 second. Sorry. Hold on. Hold on. Sorry. Okay, I'm back. So yeah. The Sag part is definitely gonna be more around like Sag risings. Even if it's Neptune is there though. So remember, Neptune is there, so that does kind of like help out the whole water cause. But at the same time, a Sag rising person is someone who, especially with the South Node there, meaning that's like kind of been like who you've been in past life, is that explorer, that adventure, that gypsy energy, that teacher, that philosopher, um, that traveler, right? The learner, the wisdom seeker, truth finder. That's very karmic, that part of you. So, but also, Sag by itself is very fiery. Esme, stop trying to come here. Oh my god, my cat can be annoying sometimes. She's a Cancer, but her moon is Sag, and she can be extremely clingy, which I love most of majority of the time. I love when she's affectionate, but when I'm really not wanting it and like lying down in a position, I'm doing a reading, that's when she comes and like Esme, stop. But yeah, anyway, so that's kind of the balance, is like the Sag part, Sag rising. Like I always, like my dad's Sag rising, like I know a lot of Sag risings. Like they're fiery, they're very opinionated, they see their life, they come off as very adventurous people, down for anything. So it just makes me wonder, like, like what is going on with the how does the other part of your chart deal with that? How does the Cancer deal with that? So yeah. What else about Sag rising? So it's Jupiter ruled, which is chilling in the house. Where is it? First house in Sag too. Wow. So you have a indignity Jupiter. Stop, Esme. Oh my God, Esme, I'm locking you in my room. Stop biting every fucking cable. Stop it. Go away. Go lay down over there. Bad girl. She's just mad at me because I'm giving her appetite control food because she's a food addict. So Jupiter so in Plas, this would be in the 12th house, right? I use whole signs. I still like to kind of give like the lowdown of like what it would be like if there's like a big difference between two systems. So in Placidus, you'd have all these in the 12th house, which would just speak to your kind of connection to the esoteric, your connection to the occult, and to like the kind of collective unconscious per se. And yeah, like it would be that Jupiter there would speak about like just like massive like spiritual protection, and I think it makes a lot of sense. So, but then in the first house, Jupiter it's very good for the body, very good for health. In Sag, you are the ultimate teacher. You're the person who can like really just give wisdom to individuals, and you acquire much wisdom yourself, and you're just like the ultimate teacher basically, especially since it's your rising, right? Because Jupiter makes everything bigger. Also in first house Jupiter, it makes someone it gives someone kind of like a larger than life presence. So people can be jealous of it sometimes, especially with Uranus there in the first house. That's going to give you a very like kind of eccentric, like just like different than other people personality slash like way you go about your life, way you move through your life will be very different. So yeah, when we combine the three, I mean, we have a mix of a lot of things. But overall, yeah, just like the Aquarius moon is less apt to kind of go into like the darkness that your chart is requiring you to go into. So very interesting stuff. So aside from that, like Sag rising people, they will like learn a lot through their physical and metaphysical and metaphoric travels. So I don't know what that statement means to you, but it's important for you to experience different cultures. I know you're from Venezuela and you live in Miami, so that's one thing. Maybe like that's not the only move you've had. I don't know. I think you actually talked to me about it. Was that you? I swear it was you. Yeah, it was you, right? Who was talking about like relocating to like I forget where. It was like like Mexico City. It was Mexico City, Colorado, and somewhere else, and Miami, state Miami. I think, but yeah, so like that will definitely be a huge thing for you is like experiencing, even if it's within the same country, but like when you get out, when you're able to like really like you really thrive when you're able to like really actually live in different countries with people from completely different cultures than your own. Esme, stop again. Oh my God. I'm locking you in my room one more time. My room is not like a cage. It's a big room, but and the two other cats are in there right now. So I have to separate them because Esme the small one will steal all the big one's food. If I don't. It's just cat problems. But yeah, with that said, like anyone with Neptune rising, like Esme, she has Neptune rising. They just have this like this. They can just like almost like convince you to do things like you don't even like they can just through their eyes. It's like you can like through like you can like see spirit through their eyes, and like they project that soul, that soulness. They have that real soul to them. They're like the way they look and the way they act. Yeah. And let's see. I mean, when you don't have like hard aspects like with your like maybe your mom was a little bit or like whoever like the like the more like traditional and feminine parent was, maybe she would they like usually it's a mom was a little bit like distant and cool and there's probably one parent who probably the mom who is more distant and cool. Not bad. I think you probably have good relationships with both of them. I don't see any hard aspects. The dad one, there might be like a little bit of confusion. Um, but like I said, it's like such a fucking loose orb aspect with Neptune, so it's kind of hard to tell. But yeah. Yeah. One sec. I'm drinking this amazing Romanian water. So where do I want to go with this? I'm gonna sit for a second. So I don't think you have any Earth, and I'm correct. No Capricorn, no Taurus, no Virgo. Yeah. So you got everything besides Earth in your chart. I just made a post I released on my new format. You should check it out. But basically I was talking about like when you have a missing element in a chart. And when you have missing Earth, like me, I do too. So we have a lot in common. It can be like finding balance and consistency in your life can be quite difficult. Now, at the same time, you're probably a very entertaining and probably very fun to be around and dynamic human. You just are. Aquarius moons, I mean, they're just dope. They're just like they can be like geniuses. They like especially in the third house, right? They're just they you just have like a different way of like thinking about life, and it's probably a little bit foreign to some people. So maybe like there's some people maybe there's that whole like feeling misunderstood type energy that shows up. But overall, like, yeah, the whole thing with Aquarius moon is just about like and I just have a feeling that your Cancer sun, one second, I'm gonna get a kombucha. I have a feeling that your Cancer sun makes up for it. I don't know. I just do. Like I feel like your Cancer sun probably makes up for your hey, these are yours. One sec. Are you making me food? No. Come on. I'm joking. I'll make pasta, I guess. Just trying to see if my girl can make me potatoes at 3 a.m. Did not work. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, I was speaking about two things at once, but I in my readings, as you're noticing, like I like to circle. I like to kind of like speak a little bit about something, and then I like to come back to it, and I like to kind of like go, not go in circles, but I like to kind of like add little elements. Like for example, add to the Cancer, add to the to the Aquarius moon, like add the Sag rising. I like to add as I go. It's just kind of my style. Um, let's see, something. Um, but yeah, so essentially, like that's the dilemma. Is if that's how like a impact on your interpersonal relationships because your chart's so similar to mine, and your Venus, being in Leo. We'll talk about that later. We'll talk about your Mars being in Gemini. So we have so much in common. It's like such a different chart. Like if you didn't know astrology and you saw our two charts, you'd be like, oh, these are not fucking similar at all. What the fuck are you talking about? What are you smoking? But like when you actually break down like the energies, like they're not so like the overall themes, like they're not so like they're not like so fucking different. Like there's a lot of like similar themes, right? Which is cool. Cool to see. Um, but yeah. Um,
lacking Earth / Aquarius moon. Basically, lacking Earth, it's just that whole thing with like staying grounded and being the same person day after day. Very difficult. There's a big need to kind of like go through whatever it might be. Like for example, like let's say like for me it's like running. Like I went on a nice run today, and that is what why I'm able to like deliver this reading in the way I'm delivering it. And I'm going to continue to deliver it, right? And the best way I can explain lacking Earth and that most people resonate with is it's like it feels like how people who have like lots of Capricorn, lots of Taurus, lots of Virgo, like they have this consistency, right? Where it's like you feel like they are like not robots, but like you feel generally like that individual can wake up day after day and be relatively the same version of themselves that they were the day before. And of course, that's very beneficial for things like, being in the corporate world and I don't know, like just about like everything that this world pushes. However, it can also make one very stagnant. They can lack motivation. When like you having lots of fire, you're a very motivated, passionate person. Air gives you like this intelligence and this ability to see other people's perspectives. So when you lack Earth, I think like coming from someone that lacks it, there's just a real need to really dive into things that can kind of help that. So for example, one thing is getting out into nature. Getting out into in finding like hiking, for example, right? It's a great example. Hiking, gardening, where you're actually physically touching the earth, great. What else? And you can like look at my posts. I literally just made a post that uses my new format. I'm like stepping my design game up big time. So in my first post, my new design was about this exact topic. So you can take a look at that. But basically, like yeah, just understanding that awareness is the first step, and then we can move forward from there. Aside from that, as I was saying about Aquarius moon, like yeah, I do think that the fact that your Cancer sun probably makes a lot of like what most like a lot of people with Aquarius moons like deem difficult, a lot less difficult. But still, there is that potential in relationships, for example, like as an Aquarius moon, you're gonna need a super amount of like there's that split. That split will probably show up in relationship, I imagine, right? That split of like Aquarius is all about freedom. You see, I'm adding like new elements about the sign like as we go. Aquarius is all about freedom and all about space and all about individuality. That's a big word. Remember that. So your moon sign relates to what it's not what you want. It's not your sun is like who you're destined to be, right? Your moon sign is like it's like what you need to feel secure, what you need to feel happy. So I think you can probably see why it would be very difficult for an Aquarius moon to be happy in a very clingy relationship. But at the same time, a Cancer tends to be a clingy sign. So you probably have this split between like, really wanting a high level of closeness, but then also, and of course, I'll talk about the other love, planets and indicators also. Where am I time wise? I've kind of lost track. 41. Damn. But yeah, basically like there's a need to kind of like balance those two out. A big need to like understand like that the difference between those two and balance them out. Yeah, you really don't really have any big aspects, like very, very like nice creative pushes, like from the sextile of Jupiter and the sextile of Uranus to the moon, just adds a level of creativity and emotional like optimism and originality. But like the thing with Aquarius that I was just talking about that so my mind was that it's all about like there's an emotional need for freedom, but they're also really good at giving people freedom and space. And I don't care who they're dating, an Aquarius moon needs to feel like they cannot feel like they are losing who they are and their sense of individuality, their growth in terms of like individuality within a relationship, or they're out. It's simple as that. You'll definitely need a partner that's very, very like, I think, I mean, I'm imagining that you're married, or I'm pretty sure you are, because I think when you're telling me about we're married or in a relationship, but like regardless, I'm still gonna give it to you, like tell you kind of like the love needs, because I do that with every reading. Yeah, in essence, it's really just about needing someone that gives you space, needing someone that understands your emotional ups and downs. So one second. Okay, sorry. Sorry. Okay. Yeah, so like individuality, huge relationships. And then we have Mars, the planet of action, conjunct the North Node in Gemini. So, and then Mercury in Gemini in dignity. Wow. So you have a North Node stellium very close to the descendant, but in the 7th house. So basically, like in past lives, it's safe to say that you've been a little bit individualistic, kind of the adventure that doesn't really compromise as much in like when it comes to relationships. So in this life, you're really meant to learn to compromise, I guess you could say, and like go from being someone who like not be a know-it-all, basically, right? Because like Sag South Nodes, sometimes they can kind of come into this life, and with the rising and everything, they spend so much time developing their philosophies and their understandings of this is what reality is, because they're so focused on finding the ultimate truth that they can not be like less open to like doing the actual like journalist work, like the data collection, right? So that's what you need. So what it is, when you have like the South, like the Leo, like the Sag and Gemini opposition, it's an axis. The Gemini is the lower mind and the Sag is the higher mind. Gemini is the data collection. Sag is the putting together of that. So the putting together of that and into higher philosophies that then rule your life, right? That you're a master at that. What you're trying to focus on though is the lower mind. Being more open-minded when it comes to like being wrong, for example, right? Like Sag is supposed to be like this very open-minded sign, but then a lot of the times it's not, they can be dogmatic, and they can, trust me, like it's like, I know this shit, like you need to learn it. That's like the lower energy of Sag. So a big thing is like understand that everyone has their own truth, and everyone has their own path to get to truth. Like let's say you're really into astrology, you learn it, or whatever, like anything that's like astrology or the esoteric or whatever, you get really into it, and then your sister, you love her so much, she's such a good person, and she's going, but so you can just tell. So I'm projecting a lot right now, right? Or like projecting, or just like, yeah, I'm like replace your sister with my brother. You see their chart, it's like difficult, and all this stuff, and you're like, oh my god, like I could totally help you so much if you would just fucking listen. But they don't, and then you get angry. That's the low Sag energy, is the part that wants to like kind of control and and kind of push their philosophies on other people. So it's just being curious and being open to kind of hearing what other people have to say. With that said, you have lots of personal planets in Gemini, right? Mars and Mercury. So Mercury and Gemini, as we know, is very, very good for intelligence. I believe it's at the degree of a wealth planet. I think it's the nebula, no, not the nebula. It's Bellatrix. We'll see later on. So yeah, you could be someone who like makes money from writing, or makes money like through some form of communication. And
basically, you know, also with your sun in the 8th house, you could be someone who, you know, who benefits a lot from other people's resources. Maybe you marry rich, or maybe, you know, you just maybe like if you're like working in finance. I always give this example because it's just an obvious one. If you're, you know, working in finance, you're, you know, the whole thing is like you're managing other people's money. 8th house sun, you know, it just makes it so like other people's resources are very beneficial to you. I have the same one. And you're able also 8th house suns, like there's this real power where you're really able to benefit. Like that's what another a download I just got. Like 8th house people, they're really able to like benefit like a ton through their like they tend to just like make really strong alliances like with like very powerful people. You know what I mean? Like they're very like, because they kind of have that like that kind of like intense kind of energy to them that even if they don't have any Scorpio in their chart, they feel like a Scorpio to people. They feel like kind of intimidating, you know, their energy, right? And with, you know, with your chart, it's like I could totally see that. Like people are kind of like being jealous of you, being intimidated by you. So yeah, but with the Mars and Gemini, like I love that, like especially like conjunct your North Node. So like this is awesome, right? Because like having your North Node in Gemini and having Mars, the plan of action on your North Node. First of all, it means that you've been working on the skill of Gemini for like your last few lifetimes. When you have planets conjunct the North Node, it means that those have been you know, energies that you've been working on like in like the previous lifetimes, like the last few type, something like around that, right? Like you've really been trying to like gain this skill. So basically, like Mars Gemini is like, I always say they are the best arguers. Like you never want to fucking get an argument with a Mars and Gemini, especially with an Aquarius moon. Like fuck, I would never want to argue with you. And especially like a Cancer with a Cancer who can dive, you know, who can keep her cool. Like shit, that's some powerful. That's like a very powerful chart. Like very powerful. And basically, yeah, like oh, I just got to download that. It was completely unrelated to your chart, but I'm gonna just let it flow. I'm just gonna say it. I don't give a fuck. I'm just gonna say it because I have to, I can't not say things that come to my head, and sometimes there's a meaning to them, and maybe it relates to you in some way, maybe it doesn't. I just randomly had a thought about like how like I'm doing your reading right now. I'm completely invested in it. I'm completely invested in like getting to the depth of you, a total stranger, because you're willing. You know, you have this willingness to kind of like come to me and seek my services and seek my expertise, right? But then like when I've done like readings, like it's only happened a few times for people who like are not like, you know, it's kind of like you know, I did one for a friend once who like didn't believe in astrology, and I was like kind of like, yeah, okay, we'll see. Like I know you well enough. I've seen these things play out in your chart. You know, I can, and we did the whole reading, but I realized there's like a really weird energy of like when you're doing a reading for someone or doing anything spiritual for someone when they don't actually want that. And this can actually maybe be like related to your Sag, like it's almost like don't take my light, you know, like don't give your light away to people that don't deserve it. That's kind of what I want, like kind of what I was thinking, you know, like don't just offer your light, like only like light in terms of like your wisdom, your knowledge, and all that Neptunian energy, you know, you can spend a lot of energy and like yeah, maybe it'll be good for someone, but people like the whole the expression is that you can bring the horse to the water, but you can't force the horse to drink it, you know, so you can do everything to try to get someone to change, but like until they're actually ready, they're not going to. Moving on, I don't know, I just had to fucking say that. Yeah. Mars in Gemini. So, you know, another really great indicator of intelligence. A very great indicator of someone, especially with Mercury, which rules, you know, the mind communication. Mars rules like the action oriented part of your chart, the assertiveness function. Someone who's like really in touch with you know, with the data, you know, and it pushes you towards that North Node. So it's in the 7th house, so it's like a lot of stuff will happen in your relationships. Now, of course, in Plots, this would be the 6th house, so that would relate more to like the workplace and
stuff like that. But like, I'm not doing plastics. But overall, yeah, it just kind of it can create energies where there's like conflict in the relationship and where you really have to learn to compromise. And your relationship partners will be very karmic. Mars and Gemini people, I told you, their words are their weapons. Like they just have this way with them, they just have, I've seen it. And also like from a romantic perspective, right? They only are going to be interested in like as an Aquarius moon, you're in Mars and all this descendant in Gemini, all this in Gemini. You're not you will only, there is no fucking way. And I know like some girls like can date dumbass motherfuckers. Like you could never ever 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 be with someone that's not intelligent as fuck and deep as fuck. Like I'm not saying they have to be like spirituals and doing into astrology, but like you could never be with someone and be happy if they weren't open-minded, if they weren't able to have conversations with you. They don't have to be exactly on your wavelength. Like I'm not saying like I mean, if that were the case, then all girls would be fucked. Like all girls who like astrology would be fucked, because like how many guys actually like are really like into astrology? Straight guys at least. I know there's lots of gay guys that are into astrology, but like straight guys, I don't know. I don't know how. Like I have a handful that I know that but it's not that many. A lot of them like they come in and they don't stick in the game like long term like I'm going to and am and have been blah 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 blah. So Esmond, okay, so right now I'm getting a synchronicity. So my cats are actually, I swear, and this might sound crazy, but to you it won't because you're an Aquarius moon. My cats have a special power with my readings, and they show up at different times. And because I know all my cats, like everything about all their astrology. So the fact that you and Esme, well, I'll show right now. I'll put my camera on right now just so you can see. Maybe she'll probably stop doing it with her eyes in a second. 1 second. Okay. Oh my god, you can't see because it's not light. Okay, shine some light. 1 second. Basically, what I'm trying to explain to you is like, Esme is a cat. Sure, okay. Esme, show your eyes. Show what you do with your eyes to manipulate me to give you food. You see how cute she is? Esme. But she's a Cancer. She's a Cancer like you. She has a Sag moon. So you guys like, okay. I see she moved. Of course. She always does that. It's so annoying. But yeah, basically like there's this tendency with Neptune risings to just like be able to like manifest through their eyes and like just it's just so hard to say no, you know what I mean? And they just had that mysticism. Okay, back to the sharing. I need to go let these other 2 cats out and hide their food. So yeah, that was kind of a failed experiment, but you got to see like a little second of like kind of just that like how you can see the universe through her eyes, and you like, so people when they connect with you, you might not even realize it. Like you probably like have like a vibe, and it probably rubs some people who are like so you have to be careful. You have to really protect yourself energetically because it can rub some people the wrong way when they're not anything because of you, solely because they're not at that level of spirituality yet. And the fact that you like your face and who you are is it like your personality kind of shows that, it can freak them out. So I'm just telling you that. Okay, back to the Gemini stuff. So 7th house Gemini, I mean, like basically, like you're gonna need relationships that have lots of stimulation. You have to watch out for like the kind of grass is green on the other side type energy in relationships. The whole detachment thing is a real thing with the Aquarius and the Gemini. No, it's not. You definitely, I definitely see wealth like in your chart. I don't know, maybe like a wealthy husband. but I also think that you've probably like done well for yourself as well. Maybe combine forces in some type of way. I don't even know, but like it's just like lots of wealth stars that are popping up. But yeah, like the Mars and Gemini people, like, yeah, they're not to be messed with when it comes to verbal confrontations and the such. And they love, they love any kind of media. They really just love to learn, so it's a huge part to learn and what's great about it is that it is conjunct your North Node. So that whole energy of your Mars and Gemini, which, like I said, Mars, whatever sign it's in, it pushes you towards in house, it pushes you towards that. So you're literally getting a push from the part of your chart that rules that rules action towards your North Node. Like there's no better. That's like such a I guess in Vedic astrology, I think that's like a really, really bad aspect. But like in my astrology, like it's just pushing you towards your destiny, Of course there can be some volatility. You gotta watch out for that. And kind of like, also with Mars, it's opposite Neptune, right? So that you really have to watch out for escapism. You have to watch out for not seeing things clearly, not seeing yourself clearly. That's very important. I haven't talked about that yet. So that's kind of like the only like really difficult thing I see with your chart is Neptune's impact in that split so far. And just how, the Neptune impact, on the Mars and on the Mercury, and I would say on the Sun too, can really make it, the opposition can make it so that same Neptune can have a real impact on your relationships. And it can make you feel very misunderstood and cause lots of confusion. And there's a real need to be strong and resilient in terms of like, this is who I am, and not like let other people's projections dictate anything about who you are. Okay. So Venus and Leo. So you got a nice, beautiful sextile between your Mars and your Sun. I will say it. I don't like talking about sex that much. I don't know. I just feel weird because I'm a straight male and I have like, female clients. I know it's not weird at all. I'm super respectful. I'm one of the rare guys who's not a fucking creep and like can have, whatever. But I think that like that can create an energy that is quite sexual, in a good way, not not over the top. I think it just creates like a strong, like not just sexual, but like with romance and that whole area of life can be very, very beneficial. Like lots of like feelings of warmth and affection, like that are expressed easily, and yeah, very, very romantic, passionate, that kind of stuff. And lots of enthusiasm too. And I think both of these both of these give you that the energy. Now Venus and Leo, 20 degrees. Ooh, that's an interesting degree. Is it 25 or 20? 1 second. I need to look at something. Well, either way, it's Venus. It doesn't matter. But I think it's 25 Leo. What's the murder? It's like this really fucking dangerous degree. I think it's 20 or 25. Where am I? ¿Dónde está? Oh, fucking, I'm so bad at Spanish. ¿Dónde están notas? Mis notas. ¿Dónde estás? ¿Dónde están mis notas? I used to speak like not perfect, but really good Spanish. But then Romanian, it's so similar to Spanish. I still understand it, but like I like when I started learning learning Romanian, I went to Spain. I was in Barcelona. I was literally like trying to speak, and I was like, so it was just like the most like frustrating thing. Like one word Romanian, one word Spanish, two words Romanian. Like I kept saying pentru instead of like por, like it's like like por asta, or it's just like so confusing because there's so many similarities, but then there's a lot of differences too. And yeah, I just kind of was like in a weird mood because I was used to like being able to like speak Spanish. especially when I used to drink. I would just like be really good. Okay, I can't find what I was looking for, but either way, like, you know, Venus and Leo, you know, they take great pride in their partners. They are people who, you know, they want to feel proud of the person they're with. So, like, you know, they really they tend to value looks a good amount. And they can be kind of bold when it comes to love, like grand gestures, you know, like you live in Miami, so you've probably been to a Heat game. Like the Venus and Leo person is the person like on like the Megatron who like proposes their wife on a Megatron. That's like the fucking Venus and Leo, right? Yeah, but very fierce. Like kind of just like lots of energy. They really like you really value like lovers who you value this in yourself and in lovers, people who can kind of like be themselves, be really fun, like kind of in their inner child, like not taking shit so fucking seriously. Like you need to have fun, you know. And also it's great for creativity and art, and it's in the ninth house, so you might, you know, be married or which obviously it's kind of a giveaway if you're from Venezuela, but it's not for sure. There's other Venezuelans, but like ninth house, you know, Venus and Sag, people tend to like marry or like you know, be more interested or like date people from other cultures. It's just kind of how it is in your Sag rising too. So that would be my guess. That you're probably like with an American. That's my guess. That's my guess. I don't fucking know though. It could be anything. Maybe you're a French guy, like me. I'm French, by the way, if you know. But yeah, like I love like the thing with like yeah, Leo, like it's very good at following the fun. They inject lots of fun and flirtatious energy into their love life. Yeah, so it's a very like kind of like with the Gemini, like the love language is very like fun and there's all and just kind of like like I don't know, like how the Cancer plays into it, you know. I feel like it's less serious, not in the sense that you can't make serious commitments. Like I'm not saying that at all. It's just very extroverted. It's all like you're not gonna be with someone if they're fucking boring, you know. You need someone with that can, you know, ninth house that can help teach you about the world. Very important. And like also like loving creativity within relationships, you know. And like yeah, you'll want someone that you can like take great pride in, and kind of status can be important sometimes, but it's not like, I don't mean that in a way of like a Miami, like I'm only looking for the billionaire on the yacht yet type way, you know. I mean that like, you know, they just they want to be loved, and they're very good at giving love, you know, but they need to receive that love too. Yeah, Venus ninth house, super good for like just learning in general. Like it's kind of a nice totem for like you and your path towards truth, which is a huge part of your life and karma. Okay, let's see what else. So interestingly, I see like Black Moon Lilith close to your moon in Aquarius. I guess like, you know, Black Moon Lilith is kind of like your. God, I'm really not. I just saw the camera. I'm like leaning off it. This is a dope background. See, I like doing my rings from over here now because it just like looks cool. Although that would look even cooler, but whatever. That's not even pink, by the way. It's like it distorts the light. It's literally fucking like bluish. It's like neon. Like it's like the Miami Heat like colors where they, I don't even know if you know shit about the Heat, but they have these retro jerseys. It's the exact color, but it looks like pink. Why the fuck are my eyes red? Oh my god. So yeah, Black Moon Lilith is kind of like your darkness. It's kind of like the energy that comes out when you are at your worst. So in the third house, so it's also like where people can be jealous of you. So people can be jealous of your friends if you're someone who has lots of friends. So it would be good for you not to like share like lots of social media. This is not alcohol, by the way. It's kombucha. I always have to tell people I just like champagne glasses. I got this glass the other day, but it just doesn't do. It's just not the same. And it's a kind of a shitty glass, but whatever. I mean, it's normal. It's not shitty. It's normal. I was looking for like a really nice crystal champagne glass, but it was definitely in the wrong fucking store. But yeah, so like, okay, Black Moon Lilith, yeah. So it's just a potential. Remember, it's just a potential, and like the fact that you lack Earth. Remember that you can really like that's a really huge like part of your chart. Like you need to find like a daily routine, a daily structure that you can stick to. That's massive, right? Like when you can find that, that is life changing for you. For me, it's running, and for me, it's not going out and getting fucking drunk. Like and being very structured and being very organized and having huge boundaries with people, and only allowing people in my life who are deserving of that position, and who aren't necessarily like into like the stuff I'm in. Who are like, wait, what the fuck did I say? People who aren't like I'm not just looking for friends who are just like like the only thing we have in common is that like we like each other when we're drunk or something like that. Like I want people who have similar interests. But yeah, okay. Anyways, as I was saying, so Black Moon Lilith in third house, watch out for like you're a gifted communicator. So that could get you in trouble. Like a lot of people with Black Moon in third house, they get in trouble for things they say. Especially with Mercury opposite Neptune, that can create energy where it's like there can be some confusion, some distortion in terms of how you receive the other person's information. Like you can there's a distortion between reality and how you receive information, and then also there's a distortion between reality and how you and how, like how you really are and how you see yourself. That has to be integrated. We'll talk about that. Remind me, we have that's more stuff that we have to talk about in the follow up, right? And what was the other one? Mars, Neptune. That's a big one for like you have to watch out for kind of like escapism, and it is very, very good for like being like a spiritual person who like goes and tries to like protect people, like very humanitarian, and there's a bunch to it, and we'll go into all like remind me to go into like all the like further into all the Neptune oppositions in the follow-up for the sake of this video not being forever. And maybe I'll talk more about them in a little bit. But like, yeah, with the Black Moon in the third, yeah. So watch out how you show your like like I don't know if you have siblings. Maybe you have like if you have siblings, you might have like a dark relationship with them. Neighbors always. Black Moon in third house tend to have just like fucking annoying neighbors. Mine is in the fourth, but Placid's in the third, and I've always just fucking hated my neighbors. Like, I swear to God, I can't get a break. I moved here. I have a penthouse. It's not like a fucking any fucking penthouse. Okay, chill. But like, it is like the highest of like an old building. I got the best deal ever, and I was so stoked because I was like, okay, the only like it's two units per floor, and the other unit is like two old ladies, and they have like neither of them can hear. I was like, fuck yeah. But of course, right when I moved here a week before COVID. Maybe I saw it coming. I didn't. Actually, did I? I don't know. I felt something for sure. I felt a deep urgency in my soul that I need to get out of my former apartment and move to this one. Which kind of, yeah, whatever. Of course, COVID hits, and guess who moves in? A fucking, and I do not like to use the B word, but I'm gonna fucking use it. A fucking bitch, who I think is their daughter. And I'm sorry, there's no other words for this woman. She is a bitch. I love women. I respect women. But like, I will call a bitch a bitch. She was a bitch. She's a bitch. Like, she just like. I'm not gonna get into like how diplomatic and fair I've tried to be, and how she's just like literally just so fucking petty and lame and just like so passive aggressive and just can't. I'm like, just please, just like if there's ever like I don't even fucking party, I don't do anything. But like like if I have like one party on New Year's or like like one time where I want to play music loud, like even like so like I'm just chilling, knocks on the fucking like door, which I have a big ass place. And I'm like, yo, please, this is my number. If it's ever loud, just text me. I will fucking turn off right away. No, she has to text my fucking landlord, who's a busy ass like businessman who like manages a huge company. And it's just like she's trying to get me kicked out. It's like, good luck, bitch. Anyways, I can't stand. Yeah, I've always had fucking annoying neighbors. But anyways, besides that, so you have to watch out for that. This better be like a house separated from people, but you still can have neighbors. Your words can get you into trouble. Your words and your kind of the fact that being a moon in Aquarius, which can make you like more separated from your emotions, it can make you say things that you don't realize the emotional impact of until it's too fucking late. And then you said that shit and you're like, oh fuck. And then the Cancer side kicks in, you get sad and blah 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 blah. One sec. And oftentimes, like there can be like you say things that land you in trouble, and you can maybe blame others, right? Like it's their fault that they don't understand or care or listen, right? But sometimes it's about like your words being like too harsh, right? I remember I said that Mars and Gemini, your words are your weapons. I was gonna try to make a sign of a sword, but I couldn't do it with my hands. So yeah, like a lot of times, like the loved ones can receive like tongue lashings, the harsh words, and then you can like blame them. There can be like a blame game. Not even realizing that you were the one who actually like initiated things in some unconscious way sometimes. So there can be like whining, nagging, arguing, criticizing. But yeah, the whole thing is facing the truth, and just like understanding this, and understanding your impact of the impact that the words you have on your loved ones that is huge. And then like learning to listen and listen to other people, like really learning to listen empathetically, and then it can turn someone into like an extraordinary counselor, because you have a superpower, which is like you have the Cancer, so you have the empathy and sensitivity to be able to really feel other people's emotions, but then you have the detachment to not fucking take it in so fucking intensely, right? With Aquarius. So think about how useful that could be. Okay. Okay. So yeah, Mars is on your descendant. That literally means that you will have a fighty, and it's 29 degrees, so like very karmic relationship, difficult relationship life. Not bad, but it will be filled with like kind of like a combativity, maybe competition, like that, there'll be fights, and you'll have to learn how to compromise and how to communicate, which is South Node conjunct Mercury in Gemini. But the thing about that is that that's all about logic. So it's like, how can you learn to avoid fights, like to express anger correctly through the highest of words? Because your Mercury's in Gemini, which is the best place for Mercury, which is super good for intelligence and being able to speak your mind, be able to like cognitively like just be on it, it's really, really good for like, anything with schools or like jobs, works. You're so like you have this like this real ability. I know like I'm giving you like a chart that has like go watch my other videos. Go watch my other videos. See if like I am like saying like a million good things in a lot of my other videos. Like I swear like half of my fucking readings is like 75% I'm saying like really difficult shit. I just don't see that much in your chart. Fuck, I just got touched with something. That was a cat. It was a ghost. So yeah, like, but that Mars on the Ascendant 29 degrees, lots of karmic tests and love, lots of kind of just overall just difficulty that can come up in that area of life, and like there's also a strong drive for intimate relationships, but also like I said before, like liking to remain independent within the relationships, which can be difficult. And then Mercury in the 7th house, once again, you love to talk and share and have like that cognitive, intellectual relation not relationship, like connection within your relationship, and you learn a lot from your partner and from your intimate relationships. And just like Gemini and Mercury, that's why I'm talking fast, because I have a Kazemi, Sun and Mercury. So I'm not a Gemini, but I have like a brain that fucking moves this fucking fast at all times until I calm it down. But I decide how fast I want to speak based on the Mercury sign of the person who I'm reading, right? And I know Mercury and Gemini. I could be talking this fast. I can be talking. You'll still get it. So like, yeah, loving conversation, loving information. You know, I could do a 4-hour reading. You would listen to all of it. You would take notes. I know that's more like Virgo type of stuff, but like, yeah, it's all about like networking, data, enjoying books, anything that's media, letters, magazines, whatever it is, you know, anything that helps you communicate. Probably on your phone, you know, with all your friends, all that stuff. I just go on my phone for like 30 minutes. So yeah, North Node, 7th house, it's like about, you know, karmic relationships. You'll be in lots of them. And it's a question, like I said, for right relations, letting go of ego-centered actions and devoting your life to like learning to compromise. And then, you know, with the Gemini part, like I said before, learning to see life from other people's point of view. That's why you have an Aquarius moon, you know? And also improving your communication skills in relationships. Because there can be like tends to be like a little bit scattered and restless. So it's all about developing focus and ability to communicate your ideas in a way that doesn't like lead to fucking altercations, and that also helps people in your life. I just talked fast. I don't see anything really down there. It's an Aries, so maybe like, you know, I mean, like maybe like like it's ruled by Mars, like, you know, no, wait, I'm tripping. I'm tripping. It's 5th house. Yeah, maybe there was like kind of like an explosive early home environment if the IC's at 4-degree Aries, like lots of like, I don't know. I mean, I don't want to like sound like racist or something. Which I'm like literally the least fucking racist person in the world. Like, fuck, I have friends from every country. But like, I even have a good friend from Caracas, or from just outside Caracas. But like, I know uh Latinas are fucking fiery as fuck. I know like Latinos families are fiery as fuck. I love it. They speak the truth. So maybe there's like a very explosive, like just like Aries energy in your early household. Just this is how it is. This is how it is. This is how it is. And with the quincunx in your sun, your moon, maybe that was like kind of like the parents' back and forthness. But with the sun, you know, there's at least one parent that really like cared and gave lots of beautiful energy. But then the opposite with Neptune, you know, let me go back to the chart for a second. Could create like kind of like a confusion around that, right? If that makes sense. Like which leads to like the vagueness of the mind, unbalanced emotions, and also can make you like, you know, suspect to like being like deceived by other people. So you have to really watch out for that. And yeah, and then with the Mercury Neptune, like you have to watch out for like having like being disposed towards deceiving others and like having scheming tendencies or having that done to you. And then like there can be lots of difficulty with concentrating, and then also like hazy thinking. So you have to really make sure to ground yourself with exercise or whatever it is to not have that. And then with Mars, that like I said, prone towards negative escapism. Alcohol is a big one to watch out for. You really have to like avoid it. Like I mean, as long as you don't have a problem, it's fine. But like a lot like native, like you can be like poisoned. Like Mars and Neptune can poison. Um and also there can be like this energy of like wasting energy on like hopeless pursuits and like losing hope. Okay, I might as well finish the reading over here. Um then you got like, you know, Virgo no, Chiron in 0 degrees Gemini, 7th house. That's basically saying like you experience pain in relationships, but like the whole point is that early on in life you probably thought very differently than the average kids around you. And because of that, you probably developed a level of pain around, even though you're like extremely intelligent, you know, you probably like as an Aquarius moon, like there's some level where you like learn to kind of like not trust your thought process, or like think that like the way you think there's something wrong with it. And like a lot of times Chiron 7th house people, they suffer early on from like broken and painful relationships, maybe like getting cheated on or broken up with, rejection. Um, but like but then also that you can have like relationships where like you have a partner that teaches you to overcome all that, and then you can or you can be someone who teaches your partner. So there's tons of probabilities. So yeah, like there can be like Gemini, there can be like communication issues when you're younger. Like early schooling could have been painful, but yeah, like you can also have the ability to like really tap into like spiritual creative ideas and teach in a way that really helps humanity. And then seventh house, which you have all the seventh house energy, right? Seventh house is not just relationships, it's business partners, it's clients. Like if you were in my position, like this is the seventh house relationship we have. BFFs as well. So there can also be clashes with the in that same energy I was talking about with the relationships. That's what you're gonna want in like your BFFs, you know, like the ones that are like so close to you that like they're on the level of like your husband or if you're married or whatever. Okay, let's fill in the blanks. Midheaven in Libra, you're gonna want a career that reflects kind of the beauty that Venus in the ninth house, maybe something to do with traveling or that kind of gets you closer to that higher wisdom. But you'll definitely want something that inspires beauty, and that's all I'm gonna say. And also working around other people is very important for you. So yeah, some like you have to have like a workplace like like where like beauty, harmony, balance, all those things are like the whole Libra stuff. Everything, all those are in the workplace, right? It's like a harmonious work environment. And so and a lot of times midheaven in Libra, like it's like in a work environment where we're having strong social skills, which you do, is very it's like an asset, right? Like not like a fucking accountant where it like doesn't fucking matter. Like something more like I don't know. I can't think of an example. Like sales, for example. That's just, like I'm not saying that's what you should do, but whatever. Um, Vertex 10th, your higher awareness will come. You know, Vertex usually is only in the. It's only because I use whole signs. It's falling in 10th. So I'm not even gonna really say anything about that because it's usually like it's supposed to be only like in the 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, or 9th, or is it just 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th? But in Platypus it would fall in and the 9th, in the 9th. Wait, hold up, yeah. Basically in Virgo, it's like your doorway to higher awareness is through finding a career that really, really, really helps you succeed, but also one that opens your doorway to helping other people, and that where you feel very like giving. And also in your own personal life, which goes back to like like just the Virgo energy, like the 6th house in Placidus, like the need to have structure. Excuse me, that goes back to what I was talking about with the Earth, the need to have structure and routine in your life. Something gives you balance. So yeah, Juno, which is like kind of more about the love stuff. It's in Aries 5th house, so that backs exactly what I was saying. You need a partner who you can create with, and who you can be your inner child with, who's independent, who gives you space, who lets you be your own person, who is strong, maybe masculine, and who has their own shit going on, who's a pioneer, and who you can create with and feel like you can express your full self with. Okay. So yeah, let's see. Sun conjunct Mars. I mean, like, what can I say? Like, I mean, like Sun conjunct Mars. Let me see something. I like this book because it gives me cool things. A conjunction: hard worker, adventurous, restless, enthusiastic. I mean, yeah, like Sun. It's in different signs. It's still like having Sun conjunct Mars. It's going to make you a more assertive type of Cancer. There you go. Yeah. So overall, like Pluto and Saturn together. So you're born on that conjunction in 83, in the 11th. So Saturn 11th, I know this very well. I know both these very well. Basically, like Saturn 11th, they don't make friends easy. Like they're very, 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 very particular about who they let in. Very particular. And a lot of times it's their first 30 years, they might not have that many like friends, or maybe they do, but it's an Aquarius moon, but like it's not like soul friends. The real soul friends really come after that time, and they can also have like kind of karmic struggles within groups, but like they're the kinds of people that like when they have like they'll have like a few friends, but they're extremely close friends, right? And they can be very shy in groups. And you know, like have like I said, like yeah, have a few like serious like friendships that they carefully select. So I'm curious how that works with like your whole moon in Aquarius. Pluto in the 11th. Okay, so Pluto in the 11th is basically saying how there's like lots of past life conditioning, right? And you know, also like it's very good for like things like politics and being parts of like powerful groups and being, you know, having influential friends and all that stuff. But like from a karmic perspective, it has to do with you know, and also like in 10th house to be Placidus, or Placidus being 10th house. So it's like, you know, you really like through your career want to make a huge impact on the world. But my system, it's like about groups and it's about friendships, like groups you join, whether, you know, and goals you have. And the groups you join, the friendship, the friend groups that you're part of, they have to reflect your true self, your truest self that help you uncondition from your past lives. If they're like to the extent that a group helps you, because there's been a certain level of conditioning, passive conditioning that you're trying to undo. I see this like literally the majority of my clients. We've all been conditioned in past lives. It just gets pushed on and on and on until we fucking get out of it. And that's what I'm doing. What I'm trying to do for people. So basically, yeah, with the Pluto there, it's like it's basically saying that like to the extent to which a group helps you like feel like you can like really be yourself and individualize, that's a good group. To the extent that they make you like kind of be more conditioned with consensus reality and like the kind of more like a materialistic like worldview, like that's not good. So yeah. Neptune first house, I talked about it enough. Like there can be some vagueness and self-expression, the whole boundaries thing. I talked about that enough. Also, like there's the ability to like create a fantasy world of your own. And also like this big need with the opposition of the sun to really clarify who you are. There can be like an identity crisis at some point. So yeah, Jupiter being the chart ruler in the first house. Yeah, I already told you about that. Like larger than life presence, ability to inspire other people, natural leader, teacher, and Sag, like loving adventure, philosophy, all that truth seeking, and just like a very inspirational teacher in whatever way. And like yeah, and the Uranus first house, as I said before, like a very eccentric personality. You want to express yourself in that very individualistic way. It's your moon is ruled by Aquarius, so like you know, like it connects in that sense where you don't want to be like everyone else. You want to defy conventions, be unusual, and also it's great for like being original and being a great leader. Okay, so that's everything. Let's see like what's going on with any stars. I already saw a few just from my bare eyes. Yeah, Bellatrix on your Mercury. That's what I was saying before. Like it's good for wealth and it's good for just in general, just good for many things. From writing, communicating, all that. What's this? Oh, what's this? And then Betelgeuse on your Mars. So that's another of the wealth stars connected to let me actually look this one up. It's Mars, because Mars can be tricky for water. So what it says for Betelgeuse conjunct Mars is cautious, reserved, good leader and organizer, honor, preferment, and martial matters. So yeah, I mean that's really tame compared to what like a lot of times what fixed stars conjunct Mars will say. So yeah. Done, nothing that I see. Yeah, Gemini has a lot of the wealth stars. Oh yeah. your ascendant's conjunct like close enough like the galactic center, so that's just gonna give you like even more of like a depth in spirituality. Like your Neptune, is there. You're born with the Neptune as a galactic center, which is like this big black hole. So it's like very, very interesting in the in the mysteries of life and just more of that spiritual energy. It's really, really beautiful. Nothing there. Nothing there. Wait, hold up. Okay, wait. I need to go to this site. Not degrees, fixed stars 2. Because you had four Aquarius, right? Oh my god. I'm just okay, another random thing I'm just like telling you. It's just like so fucking weird. For the last 5 years, I keep getting this like just random things that always are like telling me about Freemasonry. And I'm looking through this like fixed stars thing. And I go like I just randomly fall upon my moon, 21 Sag, and it says something about Freemasonry. I'm just like, what the fuck? I'm not interested in it, but like it's like everyone, it's like the whole universe is telling me going to. Okay, so your moon. Okay, so there is one. It's called Algeti, and it says beneficence, peculiar events, love affairs, great good fortune. And I want to search this one on. Let's see what it says. So it's Jetty. And let's see. Yeah, so it says peculiar and unexpected events. You might like experience those a lot. Eccentric, public criticism, new and influential friends, valuable gifts, love of respectable woman, but difficulties and sometimes platonic marriage. Wait, what the fuck? Love of respectable difficulties of respectable woman, but difficulties and sometimes platonic marriage. So difficulties with having the relationship stay platonic. Wait, I don't understand that. Whatever. Platonic is friendship. Ever. And it's at 346 and you're at 406. So yeah, it's is it within 15? Oh, it's like right in there. Let's see what it says. 15. You're right outside that orb, but like I don't know where was that when you were born. It's not in my program. If you have extreme emotional problems, remind me. Like if that's something that you experience, and remind me and tell me to search GIEDI, the star. But I don't. You're not in the orb, so I don't think this is the case. But just if that's the case, just remind me of that, okay? Um. So yep. Okay. Nothing there. Okay. Now I'm looking for 5 Cancer and 4 Libra. Okay, so yeah, Xenia is conjunct your MC, which has to do with order, congeniality, lovable nature, refinement, honor, very fortunate. So it's really good for your career. And that kind of goes with what I said before. And then 5 Cancer and also, yeah, where'd it go? It just disappeared. So nothing at 5 Cancer. So yeah, is that it or anything else? That's about it. So thank you so much. I look forward to the follow-up. And also, with that said, oh yeah, we have the follow-up in the current astrology. So yeah, let me know when you're ready for that. Take your time. Most people watch it like 3 times. There's lots to it. Take notes. Come prepared. And I look forward to speaking to you live. All right. Best wishes from Romania. Ciao.